be the engineer of a mighty steam locomotive as it traveled the countryside. This is train number 120, the Lehman Place Limited, departing 12 p.m. for Fairview, Espenshade, Cherry Hill, Crofts Grove, Carpenters, Byler's Crossing, Lehman Place Junction, and Paradise, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not going to any of those locations, you may just be on the wrong train. Now, we're a very old but very safe railroad, so we ask your cooperation in following a few basic safety rules to ensure that we have a safe and enjoyable trip here on the road to Paradise. Ladies and gentlemen, should you choose the air conditioning option in your car today and would like one of those windows open, please make sure that that window is open and securely fastened. We also ask that you please keep all head, arms, feet, legs, small children, yes, even your in-laws inside the train at all times. We do have some close clearances along our right-of-way, and we want no one getting hurt. Once our train gets underway, folks, you must remain in the car that you are riding in. You may not walk from car to car or stand on the end vestibules. If you do have any trash, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please do not throw any trash from the train. We want to keep the beautiful Lancaster farmland just as you see it today. We have trash cans located in each and every car. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our cars are very old and deserve the best of care, so we ask that you please keep shoes and feet off of the seats. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, this train is heated, and it's heated by the old coal stoves that you see on either end of your train car. No, they are not for show. They are actually working today, so please use caution as you walk by. Finally, folks, there is no smoking on board our train today. Old number 89 will be doing all the smoking for us. We'll be underway here in just about 2 minutes, folks. Welcome aboard.
Did the Fagans get to do this when they came in town?
I've never been.
This is like the bucket list for Frankie.
Feels very privileged.
Frank's just starting to live life now.
He's gonna write this in his journal.
No, he won't.
Yes, he's- I was gonna suggest to him, I keep forgetting, that the journal that Kyle gave, you should have it next to you when something pops in your mind about your life. You just write it down. That's what I'm gonna do.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, once we get underway, we will be coming through to inspect tickets. If your ticket was purchased online and you have it on your phone, we just need to see that ticket when we walk by. Oh, no, we're not going to collect your phone, folks. If you purchased your ticket at the station and received a printed receipt, just have that available for inspection. We'll be underway here in just a minute. All aboard for Paradise.
Most of the things in my mind are better left there.
Did you hear those train whistles out there? That's the sound of history and the call of heritage. It also means our journey to Paradise, Pennsylvania is about to begin. And rest assured, everyone here is in for something special today. As our welcome guests, all you need to do is sit back, enjoy the view, and make a few memories with us along the way. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome aboard the Strasburg Railroad.
Yeah, what does it do? Does it just go west?
Does it just go west?
Does this just go west? What direction does it go?
It goes east and west.
So we're going.
The locomotive backs up that road, runs around the train, hooks on right there, and it's downhill all the way and uphill all the way back. So that when it's on highway with the train, it will keep working as hard as it
Pilsner?
Yes.
And a water? And a bottle or plastic cup? You're most welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Frankie, only the
We need
best.
to get him out.
They're almost Casper class.
Wow.
through a working rail yard. These tracks help us transport lumber, grain, steel, and biofuels to regional businesses. But there was a time when you didn't hear our steam whistle at all. By 1957, our rails had been for a pretty bad shape. No one to manage operations, and it looked like our story was about to end. Our risk would come a year later when 24 dedicated railroad buffs decided to put down their own money, time, and labor to save this short line from abandonment. Every nickel of profit was put back into the railroad. Steam railroading had become a specialty here in Strasburg. Our mechanical shop, located to your running right, is nationally recognized for their expertise in steam locomotive repair and restoration. And we're proud to say that has benefited heritage railroads and museums all over the country. But we're most proud to have that talent used right here, where we rekindle the love of old-time railroading. Shared by more than 8 generations of travelers. This is one of the oldest railroad rights-of-way in the entire world, and it's located right here in the heart of Lancaster County. It all began in 1832 when the Pennsylvania legislature chartered the Strasburg Railroad, allowing the construction of this 4.5 miles of track that we call a short line. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would allow this piece of Pennsylvania Dutch country to connect with the mighty Philadelphia and Columbia Railroad. That locomotive up front will burn up to a half ton of coal in this round trip, all hand shoveled by our firemen into a 2,000-degree firebox. It's exactly that kind of hard work and backbone that's helped this railroad survive more than a few hard turns. We've weathered many storms in our time, but we've come a long way, and we're happy to share that legacy with you today. Oh, in case you're wondering about the speed of our trains, the oldest timetable we've ever found for our short line was in the Strasburg Bee newspaper dated August of 1852. We still follow that same basic schedule today, so I can tell you that we're traveling at a comfortable speed that's under 60 miles per hour. Way under 60 miles per hour. Preparing one of our steam engines for that daily service is not as simple as turning the ignition key. A coal locomotive can take up to 6 hours to fire up properly. This is done by gradually raising the temperature inside the firebox to increase steam pressure in the boiler. It's a process known as hustling. Our staff will also provide a full inspection of the locomotive, lubricate a multitude of moving parts, and ensure the tender is filled with enough coal and water for the day's journey.
I can't imagine what it's like going to school there.
years ago, in the valley to your running right, there used to be a narrow gauge railroad, the Lancaster, Oxford, and Southern. We used to call her Little, Old, and Slow. The railroad was abandoned in 1918, and the scrappers took up the rail so quickly that they stranded old number 6 out on the line with no way to get back. Sometimes when we blow our whistle for Carpenter's Crossing, the ghost of old number 6 will answer us back. Now, listen closely. Maybe she'll answer us today.
Open the window, quick. Some might say it's an echo. Remember when we took the ride on the motor car here? I'm sure you remember that.
Did someone say echo? Why, we pay that ghost $27.50 a day just to do that for us. That makes her the highest paid employee on our railroad. Nobody ever seen that ghost, but somebody keeps cashing those paychecks.
You had a lot
Listen, if you ever want to go on like a 3 or 4 day trip, if you ever want to go on a 3 or 4 day trip somewhere on the train, I'm willing to go with you.
Really?
Because it's a dark car and I have to sit and look out the
I'm
window.
not. I want to make that clear.
You better check.
Well, ghostly visitors aside, at the top of the hill to your running ladder is Carpenter's Graveyard, one of Lancaster County's oldest cemeteries. Behind those gates is where one of our first settlers was laid to rest,
In every city and
an
stay over and
18th
get back
century
over.
French Huguenot named Marie Curie. After fleeing their native France to avoid religious persecution, Marie and a small group of followers were given an audience with Queen Anne, thanks to an English philosopher, Quaker, and lifetime advocate of religious freedom, William Penn. They were granted 2.5 square miles of land and arrived here in 1712, and the name they gave their new home was Paradise.
Friends, right now we're approaching Strasburg's one and only bridge, the Pumpkinville Turnpike Bridge. If you don't mind, we'll ask you to lift up your feet. It takes the much-needed weight off these cars as we cross. This bridge replaced an older one to accommodate the railroad's growing stream of incoming freight traffic. Actually, the real reason that the bridge was replaced was due to the Amish farmers' complaints about his mules scraping their sides and hitting their heads. The bridge is now more than 6 mules wide and high enough that the mules no longer need to wear safety helmets.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Good morning. Just look around.
It's where the short line of Strasburg meets the main line of Amtrak. Back in its heyday, this was the mighty Pennsylvania Railroad. We established the connection here with the completion of our own railroad in 1851. The track will begin to curve sharply to the left as we come alongside Amtrak's Keystone Corridor from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh. This was the original route of the Philadelphia and Columbia Railroad, which became part of the Pennsylvania Railroad in 1857. Where the white buildings stand today once stood Henry Lemon's Hotel. Believe it or not, in the earliest days of railroading, railroad cars and carriages were pulled by horses. Henry Lemon would supply fresh horses for the trains and refreshments for passengers. The interchange track on the running right is used to deliver freight cars off the main line into our East Strasburg yard, where shipments are offloaded to trucks for local delivery. The most famous delivery to come through Lemon Place arrived on February 22nd, 1861, when President-elect Abraham Lincoln made a short stop in Lancaster County on the way to his Washington inauguration. Thousands gathered around these tracks just to see a glimpse of Mr. Lincoln, who stepped out, faced the crowd, and said,
I've come to see you and let you see me. I believe I have the better of the bargain.
The crowd was equally enthusiastic to see Mary Todd Lincoln. When she stepped out and stood beside her much taller husband, Lincoln eloquently quipped,
Now you can see the long and short of it.
Sadly, in 1865, another train would pass through Lemon Place, but in the opposite direction. This one carrying President Lincoln's body after his untimely death at the hands of John Wilkes Booth. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination of Paradise, Pennsylvania, located along Route 30 in eastern Lancaster County. We'll be here for just a few minutes while we switch our locomotive around to the opposite end of our train for the return trip. The creaking and hissing that we hear under our cars is the sound of the train crew performing a brake test. The brakeman checks the brakes on the last car and passes signals up to the engine crew at the head end of the train. This procedure is required by federal law.
Not giving up the war, going to try and repair it by putting a heavy duty switch in and getting rid of the plastic Chinese.
She's reaching out for somebody else that doesn't know him, recommended.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be underway here in just a few moments, but we have a few special folks on our train today. We'd like to wish Claire, celebrating their 5th birthday, riding in our dining car today.
Did you register?
Sam, with their 3rd birthday in car 88, and Alex riding in coach their 3rd birthday as well. Happy birthday, and thanks for joining us here, folks.
I think there's a birthday party because the first car is the caboose, and generally you rent that for a party. Hang on here, don't get whiplash. Push back in your chair.
So cool.
Oh my gosh, so cool.
Tell him to stop.
Wow. His eyeballs are like,
It's crazy hair.
oh my god.
Can you believe it? Hey, look at all that steam.
Is it hot?
that at Judy's insistence, we rode a train out of here all the way to Harrisburg.
Whoa, this is
Like
Be careful, someone's sitting right there.
It's true.
She was so excited.
Is that the time I froze my feet off?
That was one of them.
That's why I bundle up. Why you got ever so damn
What do you think?
That was the time you got to go in the
See,
magnificent
magnificent
temple of leadership in Harrisburg
That's
and
me.
sit
That's
at
me.
Yale
This is not me.
House.
That's me.
I look her on a train and she turned into a train.
I'm right here.
Oh,
I fixed it.
that's how Thomas began.
Oh no. Thank you,
I know
Dad.
Thomas is a real person.
I can't something.
Weather world the other night, and I said to Judy, the three coldest places in the state of Pennsylvania in the month of January, and I've taken you to all three. Bradford, Du Bois, and Johnstown. She has lived every one of them.
Let me have it. Maybe.
Just wish occasionally she'd remember.
Like I see an Amtrak train coming.
Yeah,
You probably do.
No.
Bradford was the place we had to eat at pizza.
I think it's going on its way out to the road.
About a minute. Or must be very cold.
I forget where did we eat in Du Bois, the only
Real.
restaurant
Game
with
with
fast food.
Whoa.
Ruby
No.
Tuesdays, maybe?
But the wind is blowing down.
And Johnstown, we just went to the Flood Museum.
that was very interesting.
What do you got there, Bubs?
College field.
Samuel.
We went there.
No.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Yeah, go to mommy. Moving, dude.
What if we go on Mount Hill, so it might be boys.
Just show
Here, let's
it.
go here. Sam?
No, that's not a good idea.
Well, look out the window over here.
Look.
Right here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Now, did you smell that?
Is an encampment that drifters call the jungle, or a home The ground was their bedstead. They would gather in camps and hop in freight cars, migrating the countryside for whatever odd jobs they could find. They had their own set of rules and used a symbolic code to give directions and warnings for those who didn't know the hood. You can still find them today, some 20,000 around the country. It's a hand-to-mouth way of life that's just as risky as the regular days, especially on the trains. Cold, not gonna be welcome.
And then
We're closing in on our return to Strasburg, so I didn't want you to take a good look outside, because that's a one-stop short enough. Today we travel through 2,500 acres of pure Lancaster County. We're known as the Garden Square because of our natural rich soil so adapted to our critical farmland in the United States.
Wow, we're really taking a beach now.
Farms is our true community. Each of our agriculture's children are 6 and it's yes, still cows are working around the dairy farm. It's less than 4. The average Lancaster dairy farm has 65 cows and uses up to 1 million gallons of water. These rich pastures are very important to all of us. Lancaster County maintains one of the best farmland preservation programs in the United States. There are about 80,000 acres of these farmland belts protected. We're proud to do our part by supporting the Lancaster Farmland Trust. We want the next generation to enjoy these sights and sounds, just as well we have today.
Scotty sent us some article on big golf courses down by Bry. They've been fighting for not letting their development. Somebody bought it and they're keeping it open space, putting trails in. It's laughing because when I always used to play there, the highlight of my memory is I played with Matt and Brian to the tee box, swings, the ball probably about 6 feet. So he turns and with his driver, he hits there's a little marker where you're supposed to tee off.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's in the woods. Just not golf etiquette at all. And Matthew was not happy with Brian's behavior. I just, because when Scott said, I said, my fond memory is out there in his field, hitting the white tee box into the woods with few choice words. And Matt D'Angelis scalded him for his behavior. We're all done. That's just not Brown goes. Kirchberg.
Now that's the sound of some very special guests we have here at Strasburg. That's right, Thomas the Tank Engine, along with good friends Percy and Sir Tupper Counts. They pay us a visit 3 times a year to greet little engineers and treat them to a special training ride. Be sure to check our events calendar for information on Thomas the Tank Engine and other unique events held at the Strasburg Railroad.
They would feel say the caboose. Not very nice. Same the last one.
What's the line? Daddy's left is a little full. Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a few reminders of safety as we pull back here into our East Strasburg station. We ask that you wait for the train to come to a full and complete stop before exiting. Watch your step while exiting the train, and please only exit on the station side. That's the sign you boarded on just about 45 minutes ago. If you're crossing back over to our parking lot, please make sure you all use the designated paths, and remember when crossing all railroad tracks to stop, look, and listen. Old number 89 is going to be moved to the opposite end of our train in preparation for our next trip. We want to thank you so much for riding with us here on the road to paradise. It's you that make this all possible. And remember, next time you travel, take the train. It's a lot of fun. East Strasburg Station is next. All change.
Uncle Shane
railroad staff. Our conductors, engineers, and red caps are always eager to share their expertise and answer your questions. And before you leave us today, I'd recommend paying a visit to our gift shops and cafe. On behalf of all of us here at Strasburg, we thank you for taking the time to visit and share our love of old-time railroading in beautiful Lancaster County.